Welcome to the latest edition of New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, direct from our assignment desk, otherwise known as my Compost Heap. Let's see what stories are working on. It got high into the 80s this week, so we were turning on AC and fans. That's what some of us did. You know what New Haven Public Schools did? They just sent kids home. They couldn't take temperatures getting that high. Why? Well, we spent billions of dollars rebuilding the schools with new HVAC systems, but then we didn't keep them up. Gardening season, but there's been some sad gardening news. Gather, which was a merger of two environmental groups in town, they had to unload 19 community gardens they were running and gave them back to the city, the Livable City Initiative, to try to take over. They couldn't maintain them anymore. These gardens sprung up in the 1990s when we had a community gardening movement started by LCI and City Hall. And now this organization can no longer take care of them from Ann Street to Star Street and in between. Hopefully LCI can reclaim that mission and get it going again. And what's interesting to me is Gather obviously is trying to stay afloat. Nonprofits have their life cycles, but at least we have Urban Resources Initiative is going strong, planting trees all over town and inspiring. Let me check what time it is. It's about time to finally fix up the old clock factory on Hamilton Street. For years it's been abandoned, fallen apart. And the guy was supposed to build new homes there, and then that fell apart. Now the housing authority for 3 years has had a deal to buy it. The deal didn't go through because of the problems of the people who had bought it. We're gonna fix it up, and they never cleaned up. Well, we're told that we're less than a month away. Housing authorities can get hold of the property and probably do a good job building 130 homes there. The way they've done a good job building and rebuilding projects all over town. Let's look into the future. When kids are carrying these book bags to college, maybe in the future they'll be carrying them to an HBCU, an historically black college or university, right here in New Haven. We found out this week and planned for a satellite of an existing HBCU, right here maybe on Southern Campus with ties to other universities. This is to redress an historic wrong from 1831, when abolitionists wanted to create a college right here for black students, and city fathers killed it, and the state even passed a law to prevent anyone from opening such a college that would take black students from what were then slave states. The late Tom Ficklin in Alder and the current city historian Michael Moran got this project going. Let's hope it gains steam. Well, it turns out we're gonna have a primary for governor, for Democratic nomination for governor this year. Josh Elliott got enough delegates at the convention, 25%, to take on incumbent Ned Lamont. The day after he got that number, he came to New Haven, to Coogan Pavilion, addressed the Ward 25 Democratic Committee, and he said his #1 issue, the theme of his campaign that makes him different from Governor Lamont, is he wants to get the richest of the rich to open their checkbooks and have to pay a little more in taxes, maybe the kind of 1% surcharge on incomes over $1 million like in Massachusetts, to help ease our reliance on the property tax and pay for our needs, something that Lamont has opposed. Okay, ready to be shocked? You know these juice bars that have bars, a lot of drinking and dancing and stuff, and then they have the juice bar section for 18, 21-year-olds? Well, it turns out that Rumage, one of those places, like some others, the kind of juice they were selling the kids were more often like this J. Riddle bottle of peated bourbon whiskey. The kids were getting drinks, and they got fined, these places, and shut down. Now Rumage finally gave up the ghost. After getting fined, now they had a hearing coming out their license, they gave up their license, and they closed down the shop. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that there was drinking going on in those establishments. Just as I'm shocked that it turns out when people were going shopping at places like Anesthesia, the smoke shop on Chapel Street, they were actually buying marijuana there, even though it wasn't legal. Even though they had like bongs and hookahs and all those like stores, that the smoke shops in town, it turns out that when cops and other inspectors went in, they found that they were selling cannabis without a license. Well, Anesthesia this week now is closed, just like Chapel Smoke Shop is closed. But there's good news if you want to buy cannabis safely and legally. In New Haven, right down Chapel Street at East Street, there's a legit legal dispensary that just celebrated its first anniversary. Lit New Haven. You can go there and know that you're supporting a local business started by a local businesswoman, where the product is legal and tested and safe. Till next time, this is New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. Remember, let's always pick up and recycle our trash while we still can.